This is Rogers TV.
Welcome to Great County Life on Rogers TV. I'm one of your hosts, Rhonda Brown.
And I'm Mary Jane Murray.
We are about to enjoy our Victorian Christmas special for Grey County Life, and we are going for tea at the home of William and Margaret Bishop in Sydenham, and the year is 1884. Wow.
Well, this is pretty exciting because William and Margaret were married in 1881, and they started construction on this beautiful home in 1882, and it was completed in 1884, and we are their very first Christmas guests for their Christmas tea. So shall we?
I think we shall.
We shall. Now, the home is in the Queen Anne Revival, and it has these very distinct features. And the curved veranda that you see at the front is very characteristic of the Queen Anne Revival. But the home itself is absolutely beautiful. And we are on this very elite street, Mulholland Street in Sydenham, because just next door is the U.S. consulate. And it's in the Italian villa style, because I guess that was their preference. But the U.S. consulate here in Sydenham is because of the very active harbor we had and the shipping industry. And so many of the ships were docked here, but they needed to have a U.S. consulate as well.
On site.
So beside the home of William and Margaret Bishop is the U.S. consulate. So this is a pretty elite street.
I would say. And Mr. Bishop, we were discussing earlier, is a lawyer here in Sydenham.
That's right, he is. So certainly part of the elite, and we are very honored to be invited. And we have our invitation cards with us today to the home of William and Margaret in 1884. Shall we go up to the door? It's very important that we're right on time at 2 o'clock.
Yes.
Yes. Well, isn't this magnificent? What a beautiful veranda.
Wow.
And their trees are all aglow. And they have a large property. I'm sure if they have children one day, this will be a great place to grow up.
I would think.
Ah, yes. Shall we ring the bell?
Mm-hmm.
I understand they have a maid. And perhaps the maid did not hear the bell. Oh.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Is Madam expecting you?
Yes,
She
we
is.
have our invitation cards for a 2 o'clock Victorian tea.
Well, if you would just come in here, wait for a moment, I'll make sure Madam's ready.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Excuse me. I'm going to shut the door. It's a little chilly today. Excuse me.
Well, that was a lovely greeting by the maid.
It was.
Oh.
She's very professional. I've heard that she came from the States with the bishops.
Oh, I see. Well, of course, that's why she has such great manners and a very elegant way. And so now we're just waiting for the maid to let Mrs. Bishop know that we're here. And oh, what a beautiful entrance.
Very grand.
Look.
Very grand.
Oh my goodness, and beautifully decorated as well. And I'm hoping that when we meet Mrs. Bishop, because I haven't met her before, have you?
I haven't.
I know.
I've heard she's extremely lovely.
Oh, wow, and very gracious too. And so I'm hoping that she will tell us more about the decorations and the traditions of the home that they have, even though they're really only married 3 years, 1881 to 1884. This is the first time that she's decorated the home.
Wow. She's done a lovely job.
Oh, yes. So, I understand it has 3 floors, and a lot of the fireplaces are very spectacular in terms of the materials that they've used. So I'm really going to be roaming my eye to take in all the wonderful things and architecture about the interior of the home.
I'm sure we'll see them at the church services in town.
Oh, of course.
For Christmas, the Christmas services, we'll see them then. I can't wait to see what she wears.
Wow, that will be interesting too.
She's a fashion statement, isn't
Oh, she is, yes. And it's amazing that she invited us. Are we local celebrities?
she? I like to think of that. Well, I know that I had quite the kerfuffle this morning with my maid getting dressed for this event. I had to make sure everything was perfect. I made her do my hair twice.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm in a dilemma because my maid has decided to run off and get married with a young chap from Balaclava, and he's a blacksmith. So now, yes, I was talking with her this morning, and she's given me her notice.
Oh, no.
So,
right before the holidays.
I know. So I'm hoping to have a little chat with Mrs. Bishop's maid to see if she can help me out through the holiday. Oh, yes.
Wow.
Yes.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Ce temps de fête, faisant preuve de bonne volonté et d'harmonie, surtout à ceux qui vivent des périodes difficiles comme les personnes sans abri, en prison ou les personnes isolées en raison de leur emplacement ou de leurs circonstances. Travaillons ensemble pour un Canada plus juste, équitable et égal pour tous. Je vous souhaite une bonne année à tous. Miigwech, merci.
October 5th, 2014, my daughter was hit by a train. She was walking along the sides of the tracks, and it shattered her world.
Sorry Sorry to keep you waiting. Mistress is ready for you now. Would you like me to take your coat? May I take your coats, please?
Yes, please.
Thank you.
Come this way.
Hello, Mrs. Murray and Mrs. Brown.
Hello.
Is it?
Yes.
Thank you for visiting today.
Well, it's lovely. It's lovely that you have invited us. We're very honored.
Well, welcome. As I said before, and have you seen our beautiful Christmas tree? I've lit the candles just for you.
Oh, well, we have that tradition as well, and I know that we need to be very careful with lighted candles.
We do, and they're very special candles. They do burn slower than our regular ones, but again, we must be vigilant with fires around this time of year. But I do so enjoy that Victoria and Albert brought the Christmas tree to us. What a wonderful tradition. And I know the Hanoverians, the Hanover kings and queens before them, also enjoyed Christmas trees, but nothing like today, especially in the colonies.
Well, you have it beautifully decorated. Can you tell us about some of the special things that you have?
Yes, of course. Well, we've got lovely cherubs and harps, as well as some family paintings, should I say, to keep their memories alive of people who are passed away and also those that still live abroad. Another thing that we'll be doing later on, my husband and I, we will be drying out some oranges and making an orange garland for the tree. It also gives a very lovely smell to the home.
I do love that scent.
I haven't managed to get my hands on any pineapples, which is the height of fashion right now, but they are very expensive.
I have noticed in our local grocer that the prices have just kind of skyrocketed a little bit.
They have, haven't they? And the price of coal, no less.
That's
Our
right.
home is very toasty now due to our lovely coal-burning fireplace. And if you've noticed the tile, I do say that they are imported from England, which is just a lovely point of this room.
Oh, wow. Well, it highlights the amazing Queen Anne architecture of the exterior of the home, but I see that you have carried that through on the interior as well.
Yes, we have. And we also just got our Miller plaster work finished on the ceiling. As you can see, it's a very intricate design.
It is.
Mr. Miller did a wonderful job. He's also done a few other homes on this street. So,
Well, we've noticed that on Mulholland Street that there are a number of very elite homes. So you have this incredible property and home. It might be a great place for young children to grow up.
oh, we certainly hope so. We would love to have a family here, my husband and I. He is just getting his legal practice off the ground. He is a very hard worker. Hopes to be the Register of Gray County someday.
Oh, yes, yes.
I've definitely heard good things of your husband.
Oh, thank you. He tries to give back to the community as much as he can.
Well, that's part of, I think, that the atmosphere in Sydenham is that people come together and they help each other out as best they can. And that's, because we're such a farming community and rural, although the shipping in our harbor has really inspired the construction of the U.S. consulate next door.
Yes, it certainly has. We are very pleased to have such high society neighbors. They've had me over a few times, and I have to say their home is quite beautiful from the inside and the outside.
Oh, absolutely. But I think that you have really set the stage here for the families here in bringing your Victorian Christmas into our neighborhood. And as Rhonda and I were talking, we were thinking that maybe we could capture some of your ideas and take them to our home.
Oh yes, certainly. I do recommend the drying out of the oranges. As I said, makes a beautiful smell to the home. Also, we like to play something called Snapdragon. It's a parlor game, but it's not for the faint of heart, ladies. May I call you Rhonda and Mary Jane now, since we're becoming such good friends?
Please do.
You may call me Margaret.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, so I heard this game just the other day. I have not tried it yet, but what we do is get a bunch of fruit into a lovely bowl in the middle of the room, douse it for good measure with any kind of strong liquor, and then light it on fire. And then you try to grab the fruit out of the bowl without burning your fingers.
In the home.
In the home.
Oh my goodness.
Again, must be safe, you know, safety first, fire safety, but I can't imagine a more fun game.
I look forward to trying that.
That would be really, yes,
Risky.
not for the faint of heart.
No, not for the faint of heart.
No.
But also, just this morning, my husband and I, we went and had a lovely skate in the harbor, as you were talking about the shipping. Yes, beautiful day for a skate. Had to make sure that ice was good and thick. But I've also heard there's lovely skating for families at Harrison Park.
Oh,
Along the river.
Along the river.
Yes.
Yes.
Beautiful spot.
Yes, I have done that with my family, and that's a lovely evening event as well, with a sparkle of all the stars in the sky and a full moon. It's lovely
Very
down there.
magical,
Yes, yes. And of course, with Christmas Eve coming up with just within a few days, what will you be doing on Christmas Eve?
On Christmas Eve, my husband and I belong to the Presbyterian Church, so it's just around the corner on Division Street, and we will be attending the midnight service there. We're going to walk it because it is quite close, so very excited about that. We might even carol along the way.
Oh, the wassailing.
Yes,
Yes, I'm sure. And many people do that out on Christmas Eve as they're going to and from church, not only with traditional Christmas carols, but with hymns as well.
That's correct. And maybe we should see what my maid will be doing on Christmas Eve. We do have a lovely maid. She's quite experienced. Shall I call her?
Yes, please.
Yes. We do not need to call. We can simply
Oh,
ring for
my.
her. Isn't that a nice
How
touch?
modern.
I know, so modern. Love this modern Victorian age industry. It's very good.
Well, we're quite lucky and blessed to live in this wonderful city of Sydenham.
We are lucky.
Got all the amenities here. Yes.
Here's our maid.
Yes, madam. What can I do for you?
Well, we were just saying about how William and I will be going to the Presbyterian Church for midnight mass for Christmas. What shall you and your family be doing?
Well, I'm not quite sure yet. I think I get the afternoon off, so I should be okay. But we'll be going to church as well. We'll be going to the Anglican church for the Anglican service. And that, yes. Yes, I like the high Anglican service, and they always have a nice one.
Gloria, why don't you come over here and I will formally introduce you to Mary Jane Brown and Mary Jane Murray and Rhonda Brown. Sorry, we've just met.
How are you?
Hello,
Nice
Gloria.
to
Nice to meet you.
today.
Wow. And we were commenting as we were waiting in the hallway to be received. What a gracious way you opened the door and entered us in. So we understand that you came from the United States, where probably that's where your training was.
Well, yes, it was, but I got even better training when I arrived here in Canada.
Oh.
Yeah, very good training, because we have the old British tradition, you know, the very ceremonies you have to follow, the rules you have to follow, and that.
I imagine that it is different, but I think the gracious quality that you bring with you to the home here was actually instilled in you when you were very young.
Well, yes, because my mother was in service as well. She served as a lady's maid as well down in the States, so I learned a lot from her as well. I started off as a little maid, as a a little housemaid, helping out.
That's lovely. Very lovely.
Yes.
But there's a lot of stuff you have to do here, very lot of stuff. I'm not a live-in maid. Mrs. Bishop just has me come in to do for her during the day as well. But again, I have to be here early to make sure the fires are going and the coal's taken out and things of that nature, and make sure they get a good breakfast.
Oh. And there are several fireplaces in the home.
Yes.
All of the tiles, they're all different, I understand, and the tiles have been imported from England. So you have to do all the fireplaces in the morning?
I have to do the fireplaces in the morning, clean out the ashes from the night before, put fresh coal in, and make sure they're up nice and toasty warm.
Yes, we're very pleased that we're able to maintain all of our home during these colder months. I know some people close off rooms in order to, you know, be better fuel and keep the home warmer, but since we have such a diligent maid and my husband is coming up in the world, we've decided to try to keep the whole house open this year, as it is our first winter.
Yes.
Oh, well, yes, and let's hope that it has not been as cold as it has been in previous years. But as you mentioned, the harbor is already frozen.
It is already frozen.
That's right, so that's going to be nice on Christmas Day. We'll be able to go out skating.
Yes, and William and I skated this morning.
Did you?
Yes.
Oh, wow, I didn't realize that, madam.
Yes, and then we are going to go, I think, snowshoeing on Christmas Day to get the, you know, a little bit of fresh air in after Father Christmas has visited. And we've eaten a big goose, maybe even a turkey.
Yes, I'm working with a butcher right now to see if we can get a nice turkey.
Good, good, yes.
And all the other food that goes with. And I might have a line on some venison if you'd care to try that.
Oh,
madam,
I would
this year.
love to try that. Yes, when I was growing up as a small girl, it was always goose, 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 but I would love to try a turkey and some venison.
Do you know, madam, in the old country, I learned this, that they march the geese from, no, the turkeys.
They march
They take
turkeys.
the turkeys from Norwich, I think, into London, and they put little booties on the turkey feet.
Oh my goodness.
And then I think they have to fatten them up a little bit once they do that long walk.
Oh, that must be a sight to see. Marching turkeys.
Marching turkeys
In downtown London, no less.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Perhaps we'll try that here on Mulholland.
That would be interesting, yes.
May I ask you a question? I am in quite a dilemma. My young maid has decided just recently, she let me know this morning as she was helping me get ready for the tea this afternoon, that she and her fella are getting married and moving out to Balaclava. He's a blacksmith, and I'm quite delighted for her. She's a lovely young girl and would make a lovely life going forward with this chap. The dilemma is that she will be leaving before Christmas Day. And do you know of anyone who is experienced with roasting a turkey?
That's a tough question.
That is a tough question because I have to hit the work here. Unfortunately, I can't. Yes, I think I may know of somebody, a friend that may be able to help that.
And we
with
could
that.
maybe help you to put an ad in the paper and then ask Gloria if she knows these people that
Yes,
apply.
and that would go.
And then we can vet them that way. She does know most of the working ladies in Sydenham.
Yes, I would be happy to help you with that.
Yes.
Well, thank you, because as I say, we're in a bit of a pickle right now. There's not many days before Christmas. And as much as I'm happy for my young maid, I am, oh my goodness, in a tizzy.
We'll help you, madam.
Oh, thank you.
Well, Gloria, I think we would like to have some tea soon. Would you be able to prepare it for us? And we'll take it in the dining room, I believe.
Yes, I will be happy to do that. It won't take very many minutes.
Okay, thank you so
Look at
much.
that. Okay, thank you. Now, I have noticed that you have an original phonograph here.
That is our Edison. Top of the line. Yes, we can definitely come back into the parlor after our tea and listen to some if you wish.
Oh, I would love that. I've never
good.
even heard one of these
Yes.
before. I've heard about them, but never actually in person. I'm very excited about
Oh,
that.
good. We do love music.
Yes.
Yes, especially at this time of year. Yes.
Yes. Now, what do you? I have not had the experience yet of listening to one. So, is it?
It's a hand crank. Oh, yes. We have our discs.
Oh, discs,
And we put it on, and then there's a little diamond needle, and you wind it up, all self-powered, and then it just goes beautifully.
It produces music.
It produces music quite loud, actually. Yes. Yes.
Well, I guess you'd need it. Yeah.
Well, I guess you'd need it to be loud when you've got the fired fruit going.
Yes, that's true, the fired fruit. Yes. We do want it to be lively.
Well, I think that you'll definitely be on the front pages of the Society's papers when that event happens here.
Oh, you're very kind to say so.
Yes, yes. We're kind of hoping that maybe this visit will get put in the papers as well.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I certainly don't see why not.
Well, yes, with you and your husband becoming up and coming in society, I'm sure we'll see you many times on the Society page of our local newspaper.
Oh, I do hope so, yes.
Well, not only will it help with his business, but it also, I think, features your beautiful home and the fact that you have a wonderful future here.
Yes, I think so as well. Very excited. It was a beautiful wedding and had a white dress and everything, all the fashion these days, thanks to Victoria once again. That woman is such an idol.
Oh, I'm sure. Yes, so many of her traditions are now migrating over to Canada, and it's just making it more festive for us as well.
Can't get enough of her.
Oh, yes.
Yes, Gloria.
It's ready if you are.
The tea is ready? Okay, shall we go and have some tea then?
Come this way, please.
Okay. Well, I was wondering, may I use the powder room before?
Oh, yes, of course you may. Gloria will show you the way.
Okay, that's wonderful.
Go ahead.
Okay.
So while we wait
Yes.
for Rhonda, perhaps you can tell us about some of the other traditions. I noticed that there's beautifully wrapped packages under your tree.
Yes, we're very fortunate to have some presents this year. We've wrapped them in special paper, but I also in previous years used spare fabric that we had from dresses lying around, which is also a very economical way to do it. But I do enjoy ripping the paper off. It is quite a lot of fun.
Oh yes, and the beautiful ribbons that have gone along with it.
Yes, we love
That's a-
ribbons.
And just the decorations in general. Gloria, of course, did most of the work, but I helped to direct her and told her where maybe she was missing a few spots. We've also gone with the star on top of the tree. Many people find an angel more appropriate, but we like the star because it reminds us of the star in the east for when Jesus was born.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, of course. We must not forget.
Oh yes, of
Yes,
course,
of
yes.
course. We must not forget.
No, of course not. But I also noticed the beautiful garlands you have noticed.
Yes, garlands, and they're fresh cut.
Oh. And they stay fresh.
They do indeed, and they smell beautiful.
Oh,
I'd like to get them on the outside of the house, but we need a handyman to do that, and we haven't quite resourced one yet, as it is our first year in the home.
Oh, well, yes, it will take some time to gather all those amenities that you're going to need in order to maintain the home and the gardens around, because I know that you have been working on your gardens even though the house was being constructed.
Well, I think Gloria was going to come and get us very shortly for our tea.
Okay, beautiful.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm a singer-songwriter from Six Nations, and I've been writing songs about my experience, and with that being said, it's helped me hold hope in my heart in following my dreams and being resilient to everyday Indigenous battles. Competition between spirit, earth, and wind, let me tell you now. This song in particular, The Shiner, is a special song that I wrote for my grandfather. He was a snow snake maker, and that is a Haudenosaunee winter sport. It's my job to educate and to share, and the music allows me to do that. He'll be shining snow snakes and mudcats to the end of his days.
Lovely viewers, it's your host of On the Couch, Antoine El Hashim, reminding you to tune in for every episode of Season 9 of the longest running and most loved local queer talk show on Rogers TV. Check it out.
We hope everyone has a safe and happy holiday season.
See you in the new year on Grey County Life on Rogers TV.
Well, ladies, this is the dining room. As you can see, it is a lovely green color. I am very much in love with the color green. So it also matches our silverware and another lovely Christmas tree, because why not have one in every room if you can? And I think Gloria is just about to bring the tea in.
I have to say that the smell of your wonderful treats is just lovely. I'm really looking forward to this.
Well, thank you so much for noticing. We actually purchased them from a new bakery in town.
Oh, wow.
Yes, just this morning. Isn't that right, Gloria?
Yes, we did. I had to rumble down there and get them. And, you know, it was a cold, cold morning having to do it, I'll tell you. But I don't know, when Mrs. Bishop says do something, you better do it.
That's right. At least you didn't have to get up very, very early and bake them yourself.
That's true. That's true. Did you care for milk?
Yes, please.
Now, we hosted a tea yesterday as well. I've been seeing lots of ladies in town, and it was a very lovely tea. We actually have our own special blend that we do, and it's a black tea with rose hips and a bit of orange. It's very, very nice for this time of year. Yes.
Sounds lovely.
Yes.
I've heard about it in town.
Oh, yes. Good, good.
Sounds lovely. Yes. I've heard about it in town, actually.
Good, good.
Do
Thank
all
you.
the high society ladies have their own tea, or is this is or have you just decided?
Do you care for milk as well?
No, thank you. I like my tea just the way it is.
Well, it's not
Thank you.
necessarily a high tea. Personally, I find the high tea's a little bit stuffy. I like to have my guests feel welcome in my home, so it's more of a, yes, I would prefer some milk. Thank you, Gloria. So it's a little bit of a more relaxed social event than a typical British high tea, but we do get a beautiful Christmas pudding, homemade by Gloria here, and another one of our local helpers. And what goes into that Christmas pudding, might I ask?
Well, there's carrot in it, and there's apple in it, and there's a potato in it, and of course flour and currants or raisins if we can get them.
Yes.
And the usual stuff for baking. And then you mix that all up.
Any spirits or liquor?
Well, it all depends. If you're making a pudding for a teetotal family,
Yes.
then no, you don't put any spirits in. However, you can put rum in the pudding.
Oh.
Or brandy.
Oh, goodness.
Whatever you like. And depending on how much you put in it, well, actually the alcohol
cooks off.
cooks off.
That's right. There's a lot of that teetotaling going around this area, I must say. That temperance movement is maybe going to take off.
It could be. It could be. It could be. Because it's pretty wild sometimes downtown here in Owen Sound because of all the loggers and all the sailors. I mean, ships coming here like crazy, coming and going, coming and going. And we have the railroad too.
Oh, yes.
But you know, so it gets pretty wild sometimes downtown.
Yes, a lady has to be quite careful walking around on downtown.
That's right.
Indeed,
That's right.
yes.
So make sure you have your hat pin with you.
And yes, hat pin and someone to escort you, perhaps.
Definitely, especially in the evening. If you're out in the evening, you have to be very, very careful.
Well, and your reputation would be ruined if you were seen out after dark by yourself.
Just absolutely
Give her
ruined.
some baked goods there.
Yes,
Oh,
please.
glorious.
Please help yourself.
Can I just pass them to Rhonda? There.
Thank you.
Oh,
Lovely.
there.
Will there be anything else now, madam?
That's it for now. If I need you, I will call you.
Okay.
These are lovely.
Yes, and I do enjoy these two-tiered plates. They're just so lovely. It's easy to see what we've got and get what you like.
Well, I think as as important as it is to have home-baked goodies, because that's the specialty of the help that you are bringing into the home, it's also nice to support the new businesses that are coming into town, and to have a specialty bakery and to be able to purchase their goods as well helps to build the community. Perhaps we'll get more businesses coming into town.
It's delightful.
It is delightful, and we want to promote that, definitely have more businesses and support that and give back. Speaking of giving back, my husband and I intend this Boxing Day, as you know, is a tradition where the upper, middle upper classes give back to the lower classes of society. We gift them things, and that's why it's called Boxing Day. And Gloria will take her half day off on Boxing Day this year. And my husband and I intend to give to the local charities and things like that. So that's always a nice thing to do at this time of year, but also we think year-round as well.
Absolutely. The need doesn't go away just because it's not Christmas anymore.
Well, exactly. And I mean, it is a little bit worse with the cold. As we say, this is Canada. The cold is no joke.
I was wondering, Margaret, when your guests come over the holidays, will you have space for them in your barn, or will they be boarded at the livery stable downtown?
Oh yes, their horses, they can be in our barn. It is quite a nice large barn in the backyard there. We have a bit of land, not a lot, but a little bit, and our horses stay back there year round. It's very toasty for them. And we have a nice guest bedroom for my mother-in-law, Sarah Bishop, who was originally Sarah Kilborn. She actually helped to pay for the construction of this home, so we've always make sure we've got a nice room ready for her anytime she needs it. Her photo is actually right there on the wall. Oh, yes, she insisted that we have it there from construction on. So she sits and looks upon us as we eat, and I find it quite comforting.
It's a very austere picture.
She is an austere woman, I must say.
A good example to model oneself after. A very hard worker. Now, the rumor is her husband, however, Eliza, was not a very good businessman, so Sarah had to pick up the slack, as it was. She was employed by many different people and worked very, very hard. And again, was able to provide for her family and give to myself and her son. So we're very lucky to have such an impressive woman in our family.
My goodness.
Well, it's a great role model for the strength of women and what women can accomplish. At the same time, she must have had great affection for you and your husband to be able to do that.
Yes, I think so, and I think she is waiting on those grandchildren. So hopefully they are not too far in the coming.
Well, at the same time, we don't know how our grandchildren will, her grandchildren will grow up, and there could be something really special that emerges from this household.
I think so. I think the Bishop name speaks that there will be some interesting and great things to come, and who knows what the world will be like in 10 or 20 years. This age of industry we live in, things are moving so fast.
They certainly are.
I saw an automobile the other day.
No.
Yes, right on the road in Sydenham. It was, what a strange looking thing, and the noises it made. I can't
think
imagine.
I'll stick to horses, thank you very much.
I like something I can trust.
Yes.
I know what goes in and out of it. If you know what I mean.
With the cars, not because of the noise and the banging that goes on.
The bang,
with it.
yes.
Would
And they're
that-
not trusting.
No, but would they not upset the horses? So would you have now horses that are in distress? And
I think there must be. Mine have been very well trained and very nice tempered, and I find them sure-footed, especially in the winter. Oh yes, Gloria.
Would you give her more tea?
I would like a top up, please. Thank you.
Gloria, have you seen any of these contraptions on the road in Sydenham?
Yeah. It scared me the other day. I was walking down the main street there, and all of a sudden this horrible, horrible noise, and there's honking. I went,
A honk.
Oh,
well, yeah, kind of like
how rude.
A weird noise, very weird. I
Goodness.
thought, what are you doing? You're scaring everybody. And that poor little dog was just going, arr, 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 walking down the street, getting away from this thing.
Dear.
I don't know
Disgraceful.
what the world's coming to.
It
I
is.
just don't know. Although there's one thing, maybe it might be a good thing, because, you know, horses leave an awful lot behind on the street.
Well, that.
But it is a good job for some people.
It is a
Excuse me,
job.
I didn't mean to interrupt.
It's all right.
It is a job. There is a
Quite all
job,
right.
though. People do have jobs cleaning up. So
It's a good
there's
job.
that one thing. Yes, it is. Would you care for more?
No, I'm very, thank you. No, thank you. But I just wanted to mention, Gloria, that was one of the jobs of my great-grandmother.
Was it?
Was that she used to scoop up the remains of the horse as it had passed by because they used it for fertilizer. And of course, my great-grandmother had to maintain her gardens in order to feed her family, which was like quite large.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, so the cars don't produce the aftermath that
And it is still
would-
quite a smell. It's like a diesel burning.
Yes.
Yes, yes. Not very nice. No. I don't know what the world's coming to.
I know. Although I have to say,
Change, it changes.
I do enjoy our candlestick telephone.
True, true. That's very useful.
It is
Yes.
useful.
When you get someone else talking on it.
Well, then maybe you might hear something that is interesting.
Well, yes, you know, there's all kinds of stories out there, but I don't know.
I'm sure you're just listening to stories and not listening to the events. But what is a candlestick telephone?
Oh, it's this wonderful new invention. It looks like a candlestick and it's black, and you pick up the one end, it's kind of a bell end, and you speak into it. And you say, hello, may I please speak with Mrs. Mary Jane Murray? And then another voice on the other end connects you to Mary Jane Murray. That is, if you also have a telephone. I have to say, there are not that many families in town, but we're hoping with William and the business it helps.
Yes, yes.
So I recommend one, and then I can reach you on the telephone, and I don't have to send a letter or a message via Rhonda. Gloria. Via Gloria. Forgive me, I'm getting overcome.
You so you have two maids. You have Rhonda and you have Gloria.
Rhonda comes and helps out sometimes when we have a major event. If we have a huge dinner party.
Oh, yes.
And then we'd have to have some extra help in that. So sometimes we have a butler come in as well to help out to take coats and
if we are being
and look
proper.
after the horses to make sure people get parked in the right park. Do you park a horse?
Yes,
You do?
yes, of course,
Yes, you
yes.
do. Yes, yes.
Well, she might be just the ideal candidate for your open position.
Oh, yes. How could we forget Rhonda?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Miss
Does she know how to roast a turkey?
Oh, does
Yes,
she?
definitely. Best turkey roaster I know.
Oh, well, then.
Even better than me, and that's saying something.
Oh, Gloria, you are very modest. You are very modest. Well, that perhaps, and perhaps if I leave some information with you, Gloria, so that a time and a date for Rhonda to come by and have a wee bit of a chat beforehand.
Certainly.
And then we can establish whether or not she would be just the person to help us out over the Christmas holiday. And if everything works out, perhaps if Rhonda is only sharing time with you on occasion, perhaps she could share some time in our household as well.
Certainly.
That's a good idea.
Yes. Shall I do that, madam? Get
Yes,
in touch
please
with her?
do
I
that.
will do that.
Thank you.
Yes, and before I leave, I will give you my card with the information. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes, we do like to have a big party, and for that we need many hands on deck.
Yes.
The parlor games are such fun, though, especially at this time of year. And I can't wait to try that Snapdragon. It's much better than, what was that other one? Blind Man Bluff?
Blind man's buff.
I
Yes.
always injured myself when I played that as a child.
Yes, that gets very, very tricky at times. It's better to do musical chairs.
Oh, yes. Especially if you have a nice grand front parlor like we do.
That's right.
Yes.
And especially, that's a good one for children. Although that can be a little difficult as well.
Might
If people
end
get
up
very, very
in a pond.
caught up in it and knock the chairs over.
Yes, after some Christmas punch, you might get a little bit too into it.
Well, not if those
Teetotalers.
teetotalers take over the county. My
Take our
goodness.
Christmas cheer.
Yes, I don't know what they're thinking.
I do like a wee nip of brandy at Christmas time.
Do you?
I do. But you know, you are going to speak to your husband about a water closet in your home.
I am. I think
and
that is just ingenious.
I am going to speak to my husband about, what do you call it, a stick phone?
A candlestick.
A candlestick.
Telephone.
Yes,
A
please
telephone.
do.
And that way, maybe if you get one too, we can communicate.
We are going to modernize Sydenham one home at a time.
That's right. That's
feel
right.
it.
Oh, well, absolutely. And it has been absolutely delightful to be invited as your guest for Victorian tea for a Victorian Christmas. And we've thoroughly had a lovely time. And it's been such a treat to meet your charming Gloria.
Oh, well, thank you so much.
Yes.
She does our household very well.
Thank you very
Yes.
much. Yes. Just when I behave myself.
And do you often have tea? I mean, you're starting this Victorian tea,
Yes.
but do you think you'll have them throughout the year?
We do have them throughout the year. My next tea day will be December 14th, and then another one on December 21st. So we're quite busy. Every week we're having a tea up until Christmas. And then after that, we have also like to have garden tea parties. So keep an eye out for that. I will be sure to invite you to those.
Yes, yes, she makes me work very, very hard.
And then it's nice, we forget how hot it is in the summer in the backyard, so we like to have tents up and things like that.
Yes,
Oh, that sounds lovely.
it's quite pleasant.
Yes.
As I can see by your smile that you are enjoying the extra duties.
Well, I paid a little extra.
Oh, well.
We're nothing if not fair.
I shouldn't have said that out
Yes.
loud, maybe, but.
Well, it's good to know that you are well treated in the Bishop home, and I think that when you chat with the other maids in the community, you might also talk to them about how well you're treated, and perhaps they should be treated well as well.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. During this beautiful Christmas season time and all year round.
Oh, of course. And I think that, as you said, you want to modernize Sydenham, the town of Sydenham, one house at a time. Well, it's a good start.
Maybe we'll start and stop with before automobiles, though.
Yes, I think that's an excellent idea.
Oh, yeah. Well, we were fortunate to be able to walk here today because we live in the neighborhood, and we are seeing new homes being built with the red brick two-story with great architecture, and we are grateful that our neighborhood is growing and that our town is growing as well.
Yes.
I don't know, maybe one day it might become a city.
Maybe one day. I think it has to. At this rate, we are growing so quickly.
Well, the industry here has been incredible, but we'd have to say thank you so much for hosting us today. We look forward to seeing the society pages next week.
Next week and the week
Yes.
after that, hopefully every week.
Yes, I'm sure you'll be the highlight of the pages.
Oh, wonderful. Well, thank you so much for visiting us today. We'll have to call again soon and maybe go for a skate.
Oh,
That would be
yes.
lovely. That would
Yes.
be lovely. We really appreciate that.
Oh, yes. And of course, I'll be seeing you on Christmas Eve.
Yes.
At Division Street.
At Division Street.
That's the Presbyterian Church.
Right.
And where will you be on Christmas Eve?
I believe that we're going to be traveling to my husband's family home.
Oh, yes.
Off in Balaclava. It's not too far, but we
an
like to go out and stay the
undertaking.
night. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lovely. Nice.
Really looking forward to it.
Well, Merry
Thank you.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Merry
And
Christmas.
Merry Christmas to everyone.
What kind of show do you want to see on Rogers TV? What interests you? Log on to rogerstv.com, fill out a show proposal, and tell us about your segment idea. We want to know what you want to see. Rogers TV, only on Rogers.
I did it. I need it.
The hero gave it.
And I am alive.
As an organ donor, you can save up to 8 lives and enhance the lives of 75 others. Please go to our website. Pledge a gift of life. You'll be glad you did.
Hey, Grey County. Think it's too late to become more fit? Think again. I'm personal trainer Karen Ross, specializing in 55 plus fitness. My mission is to help you find your way back to health and wellness. I'll give you the knowledge and the power to take control of your own fitness path. Everyone deserves quality of life for their entire life. Tune in to A Little Bit Fit with me, Karen Ross, right here on Rogers TV.
Every year, dozens of Canadians are killed or seriously injured because they take risks around railway tracks. Talk to your loved ones about rail safety. Visit stoptracktragedies.ca.
To Grey County Life on Rogers TV, and we are having a chuckle here right now. It is Adorable Adoptables with Renee, and yeah, we're just talking about Christmas days, D-A-Z-Y, because the brain has just left the building some days, yes. But we were talking about sponsorships for animals at the shelter for Christmas gifts, and this is a great idea. Great idea.
I am petless today. That's why it's weird to be petless, and I mean they should have brought pictures of all of them, I feel, in talking about the sponsorship. The animal shelter has done for a while now, in lieu of gift giving, a sponsorship opportunity. And what that means is a person can give a donation. We actually don't have a set fee for that, because the bottom line is you give what you give, and we appreciate all help. The monies that are given go towards the spay, neuter, and medical fund, which is what pays for our much needed surgeries. Bottom line is we have somebody come in who needs something, always, whether it's even just vaccinations or whether they need spayed, neutered, or an amputation, we never know. We rely on that money to be able to do that. For example, a cat adoption's $100. That cat leaves spayed and neutered and vaccinated, dewormed and defleed, and they've been with me a month. So we need the funds to be able to do that, to keep their adoptions low. The sponsorship allows a person to give to that cause and find out about the pet as well. Remember the olden days, the foster child give, and you found out a little bit about them? Same idea, although they're not going to write you a letter. What I will do instead is take a photograph of a particular pet and tell you their story. And everybody who comes to the shelter has a story, because the bottom line is if they didn't, they wouldn't be there. Yep. And they're going to have a happy ending. So because we're no kill, what we recommend people do then is check in with us in a few weeks' time and ask for the update so we can tell you what happened to them and find out exactly where your money went. Number one, we love to brag about it, because it's the reason we do our job is to see them go home to great homes. But additionally, it's a reminder to people why we do what we do and how much they're needed. And again, that could be a $5 donation, it could be a $50 donation, it doesn't matter, you're still going to get the same service. So in saying that, maybe you have somebody who has everything in the entire world but needs something for Christmas that warms their heart. You could do a pet sponsorship. Additionally to that, if you are somebody who's looking to purchase a pet, we frown upon that. So instead, what we want to do is provide you with a gift certificate. What that means is under your tree, you'll find something from Santa that says you have a pet waiting for you at the animal shelter, come and meet them. And it doesn't need to be anybody in particular. Now, in saying that, to tie the two together, perhaps you've sponsored a particular pet and that is a pet you're considering, we can include that information in that gift certificate, which lists a few different, perhaps, potential pets, and then you can take the time to discuss as a family which one would be your best match.
Which is kind of cool, because you do have such an eclectic group of animals.
We do. And you know what?
Shelter.
Maybe you got a friend who's looking as well, and maybe that picture that you get might also be somebody for them, and then we find homes for two. You see how this works? I love it. I love it. So it's great.
One of the things that my grandchildren, two different households, really, really busy. And it's not a good time for them as a family to actually have another pet introduced, like a very active dog, like we have seen on the show in the past, or even, you know, a pocket pet that's still, because the families are still really busy. If they were able to sponsor one, they would have the picture, they would have the story, but mom doesn't have all the extra work.
You got it.
And I think that's brilliant, because even when my grandchildren come, they still like to have a little peek at Grover. You know, it's just a picture of Grover, and he's gone to a beautiful home, has a lovely life, but they like to see that little picture of Grover.
That's exactly right.
And that's enough.
Yep. It's exactly right. Christmas is actually one of the hardest times to bring any pet into your home. Additionally, it's hard to keep track of your people. I mean, it's true. I mean, Christmas days, we were talking about it. I mean, we never know where we're going. It is not the ideal time. And there's also circumstances in which you might get that pet home and that pet hates you. Or hates the chaos, or poops all over your floor because they're stressed out, or maybe you're allergic and you didn't know. Please don't call me Christmas Eve to tell me you're allergic to your new cat. Please, it ruins my Christmas every time. I mean, these things happen, and we're very flexible. Throughout the Christmas season, we do like to talk to people about making the right decisions. And you know what? I'm one of those people who might have considered a pet for Christmas because, you know what? Maybe that was a cool thing to do. But it's about timing and making it proper. And in those cases, come in before the big day and meet them, or come in much after. We will hold them for you. There's not a timeline. You don't have to rush, because we don't want anybody to take them home to put them under the tree Christmas Eve and welcome chaos the next morning.
It's a living, breathing being. You know, show some compassion and some consideration for what they're going through too. It's, you know, when you think of the abuse that happens out there, and wow, it's just shocking. But just having a little bit of forethought about how is this animal going to blend in with the family and the chaos of Christmas and trees and lights and sounds
and music and people and strangers. And
well, not only that, but people who already have pets in their home. I mean, there needs to be some safety considerations for the actual pet that you've had for years and years around Christmas.
It is a very stressful time for pets even that live in the home. We bring new things in. Presents, stuff, boxes, wrapping, noises. The music gets turned up, the lights get turned on. People are coming and going, their schedules change. We're not doing our 9 to 5, we're 7 till midnight or whatever. Those things all can affect our pets. And what is very important to remember at that time, that is behavioral problems can develop around that. So you need to take a little bit extra time to spend a little extra more loving with your pet. It's important to make sure, if your pet is not crate trained, and I like to stress this one, make sure they're wearing a piece of identification with your number on it. A stressed out pet is the pet that runs away the often. Again, don't call me Christmas Eve and tell me your dog ran away. I hate that. I mean, just make sure they got a phone number on them. Additionally, keep in mind that things that we decorate our home with are often toxic to pets, that we don't think they're edible, but the cat might. Definitely important. Poinsettias, for example, toxic. They'll kill them. Don't buy them, and if you do, put them on top of your fridge. And only if your cat doesn't go up there.
Yeah. I was gonna say, ooh, I don't know.
Right. We don't buy them.
Yeah.
Things like tinsel, mistletoes, all those beautiful flowers that we love.
And
probably toxic. Chocolate is a bad one. In my home, we keep our stockings super duper high for that reason, and we try not to put things in it the pets might eat. But sometimes you just don't know what the pets might eat. That is more important than anything else. Trees are super dangerous. They fall over. Put your tree in a different room if you can, or try to keep your pet contained if you can. And remember your scraps. Go ahead.
Sorry. Thank you so much to Renee for coming in to talk to us about pet safety and sponsorships and responsible pet ownership. And we hope everybody has a wonderful holiday season. And we'll see you next time on Adorable Adoptables on Grey County Life on Rogers.
Call the Rogers TV viewer response line, email us, or connect with us on social media.
Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, Canada. 'Tis the season